Alright, so here's a quick explanation of what the last video was. I went out today. I went to Goodwill to get some new clothes because I had a couple of dollars and Goodwill has a sale on Thursdays for $2 items. So on the bus back, I'm in a hole. I'm not sitting in a seat. I'm like, you know where at the front of the bus, there's the handicap seats, the 3 long ways handicap seats, and then there's this big bar. There's a small hole in between that big bar and the black box that is the driver's area. And whenever possible, I slip into that hole because it's the only spot on the bus where I'm not going to be smothered by other people and I'm never going to be asked to move. It's my hole. I feel safe there. So I'm in my hole. The bus is full. A person with a walker gets off, and this man in the video in the blue outfit moves over to that spot. At the next stop, a man with a walker gets on. Now, normal people understand that these first 3 seats are for the handicapped, people in wheelchairs, people with walkers, people who are not as mobile and not as able to stand on the bus as the young people. So this man gets on and nobody moves. And I say, one of you needs to get up so that this gentleman can sit down. He has a walker. And nobody moves. And I say again, you on the end, you look pretty young and healthy. You should be standing so that this old gentleman can have a seat. And he looked at me and he started fighting with me. And he said, why don't you give him a seat? I'm standing in a hole. So, and I said, it really pissed him off. I said, I'm trying to give him your seat because you're young and healthy and you can stand and he can't. So we're going back and forth and he's getting louder and louder. And then we just stop because it doesn't seem to fucking matter anymore. He's not going to get off. The older man has found himself a way to lean onto the bars of the bus so that he's not falling. He's not stable, but he's on his feet. So eventually, the young fella that was yelling at me points to me and says, where are you getting off? And I immediately took out my phone and began recording him because if you're a woman and you're alone and a man angrily asks you when you're getting off, it's very clear it's because that man wants to follow you and do something about the anger he's feeling about you having a big fucking mouth. And I'm not about to just say where I'm going and allow this man to make plans to attack me. Once he noticed I was filming, he started trying to say I was the weirdo, I'm the problem, when he was clearly threatening me. And I know there's going to be a lot of argument about whether asking where I was getting off was a threat or not. If you're a woman and a man you don't know is inquiring to where you're going, you should always take that as a threat. Even unless they are friends with you, they don't need to know where you are going. Men will follow women for various reasons. You know, he was saying I could get off the bus for various reasons. Men can follow women for various reasons. And if he's angry and attempting to follow you and you're alone, that is a direct threat. And if he had continued that threat, I was going to call the police and have the police meet me at the end of the bridge to ensure that I was safe when I got off of that bus. Well, I didn't have to because once he realized he was being filmed, he got off the bus. Literally within a minute of realizing he was being filmed and he wasn't going to get away with threatening me in that manner, he exited. And I was afraid, because there was a bus right behind us, I was afraid that he was going to get off and get onto the next bus and then watch and get off when he saw me again. And so when I first got off the bus that I was on, I had my phone running. And I recorded for about the first 30 seconds of my walk home before I realized that that bus was further away than the other driver thought. and it wasn't going to be dropping him off before I got out of sight. But yeah, that's fun. I leave the house and I wind up in a fight. I didn't mean to, but it pisses me off that men don't know how to be men. A young man, and he looked like he was in his 30s. He looked around my age. There was absolutely no reason why he should be sitting on his fat ass while some elderly man with a walker is struggling to lean against the bars of the bus. That's disgusting. And he should have been called out for it, and he was. And he wanted to make a big deal, and he wanted to be threatening because I told him about his ass. And he said, "You're a bitch." And I said, "Yeah, I am. I am that bitch that will call out young people who won't stand up for older people, because fuck you. I will fucking absolutely be that bitch. And I'm also the bitch that will record you and call the police, because fuck you."